See if you know. Make sure the audio is right. Yo, 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 yo. Yes, sir. Let's see. How's everybody out there doing today? First and foremost, I hope you are doing well. I hope life is blessing you, and the blessings come in many shapes, forms, and fashions, meaning that it doesn't even have to be money. Life can bless you with people, places, things, presence in your life. Being able to wake up is a bonus. It's something to be grateful for, something to have immense amount of gratitude towards. And I never want to take those moments for granted, being able to share with my loved ones some of the sentiment of my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions, because it's very, very important. A lot of times we miss out on these things because we watch what's going on in the world and social media, etc., and then we get caught up in that world and not really understanding that those things suit those people for those different reasons. How does that thing apply to you in your life? So the first thing I always want to, um, from my perspective, to let you know where I'm at in my space, is always give praise to the Most High. That God likeness within you, your entity, whoever you praying to, make sure you give the glory to, oneself and those entities. Or if you atheist, you don't believe in nothing, right? Do what you need to do. You feel me? So that's how I want to kick it off today. I want to be really, really reflective because I don't want to take nothing for granted. Everything in my life is a bonus, good, bad, or indifferent. I embrace it all because everything is part of my journey. So I love to take these moments to be real, real reflective because I think it shows that you know, I care about oneself, my life, the people I'm around. I care about their lives, uh, and I just want to be better. If you want to be better out there, man, send some fire emojis in the chat, man. Let the people know that you're trying to be better. You're going to be better, no matter what people say about you, no matter what the environment is yielding, whatever, battles that you're fighting mentally, spiritually. It's always going to be a battle, but it's a battle that you can win because there's no problem that you can't outthink. And I want to remind you of that. And this is part of our segment that we're going to go into today about, confronting that fear in your life. Because we all have some things that we need to confront. And at various times, we pick and choose on what we want to face. Sometimes we feel that it may not suit us in the moment to fight that type of battle. You know, some battles you win, some battles you lose. But one thing you get from all of the battling is that you get lessons learned that you can come back and share with yourself, share with the people you come in contact with, and be better suited and prepared for the near future because that's how life works. Life is continuously testing us. We always going to be tested, and you have the power to always overcome and achieve, even when you have the failures. The failures are something that you need to embrace, but we need to change something about those failures. I learned something about failures, right? Um, we don't want to continue to just keep failing. If we just keep failing and we're not learning anything from it, that means that we're not assessing and we're not coming back to the drawing board and say, well, where did I fall short at? Did I make the necessary changes in order to be better? So we just constantly failing. Then we really got to look in the mirror and say, hey, look, wait, hold up, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm just failing and failing. But at one point, what point do we gonna pick ourselves up and get the victory? So that's very important. It's very, very important. I want to give a shout out to some people that's in the building right now. Shout out to Lizzie in the building. Ellie Love is in the building. Shout out to Love Your Nails. I hope you love your nails. Women out there, hope you love your nails. Men too, man. If you go there, you get your petty and your mani, make sure you clear gel, whatever. If that's your thing, you like to be well groomed, that's a beautiful thing. Take care of that. My man Slim is in the building. What's up, loved one? The God is in the building. Community Strong is in the building. Absolutely. A lot of beautiful mindsets is here today. And we want to highlight those things because the beautiful minds always, attract and we always, flow, in the same type of realm with the same type of frequency and this energy. So we synchronize. You dig? We are attached by the hip. Everybody that's here live with us right now, we attached by the hip. Loving it. The energy's in the building. Yo, you know what? I'd be remiss if I didn't give a big old shout out to my loved one, Black today. Today is the God's birthday. Shout out, loved one. You already know we build all day. I tapped in with you earlier, and it's a Maya. Oh, my baby Maya is here. Tell Maya I love her and Gigi unconditionally. You know, those are my babies. I love them. The most beautiful things in this world is children, so innocent. And the beautiful thing about children is that um you know what a sense of you know what love is. You know when it comes from the children, because they're not biased. They're not biased on, life hasn't plagued on them in a way to where they have to feel any other way than how you make them feel. And that's a beautiful thing when you have children around. You can embrace them, love them, and they tell you that they love you. It hits different. I ain't gonna lie to you. When kids say that they love you, it hits different. And anybody out there that's a parent or got told by any children at any point in your life that they love you, understand that's real love. That's real love. Love my babies. You heard? Big Fendi. Shout out my baby Joy too. Joy, she had a, you know, um, I ain't gonna disclose babe bro situation in my family, but shout out to baby Joy. Baby girl spirit is on 110. You dig? Black, love one. You already know love one. Black, you we gonna turn up, do what we do, legendary. You dig? Respectfully to the God B Day today. You feel me? You dig me? Light skin boxers in the building today. Big shout out to light skin boxers in the building. It was skull. Oh yeah, we jabbing. We left, right, jab, hook. Let's get it. That's what we doing today. Left, right, jab, hook. We gotta dodge. We gotta dodge the fear. So we talking about today. We dodging the fear. Let's go. Let's go. We are dodging the fear today. Listen, I'd be remiss if I ain't shout out my brand. Respectfully Great. See it on the clothing. Go to respectfullygreat.com. We got some dope items in there. We have some pastel flavors in there. Blues, the yellow. No, yellow. I got a yellow brim in there too. I don't know if I uploaded it yet because I got some yellow hats that I have in storage that I haven't put up there yet. Some real peach flavor vibes too. I got a bunch of hat game that I'm gonna definitely put out there on our website soon. But as of right now, we got some other respectfully great merch out there. We have short sets, we have sweatsuit sets, we have enamel pins, we have sock game. If whatever's your thing, go to respectfullygreat.com, catch our blogs. Sign up to our email list. Do the right thing in order to get that respect back. You feel me? So tap in with the God on respectfullygreat.com. You dig? Today, shout out yourselves. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourselves a big hug. Guess that's what we need at times. That's what we need at times. Sometimes we ain't gonna get told that we love, and we gotta find that love within. We gotta start finding that love with oneself. You gotta love yourself. We gotta love each other, but ultimately you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. And you gotta really start loving what you seeing. Rich Morally, what's up, loved one? We in the building. Rich Morally is in the building. So today we talking about fear. Now the reason why I want to talk about fear is because there's a lot of things that plague on us at various times in our lives, right? Sometimes we have the highs of the highs, and then we start reaching the lowest of the lows. And then we go through day by day, right in the mid range, finding ways to cope with things because that's how life works. Life has its ebbs and flows. Things go out, things come back in, and it's just a balance of energy and frequency. Myron Golden says that it's seasons of focus and seasons of balance. Sometimes we're not going to be focused in the seasons of trying to find balance. In the times that we have balance, we're not going to be as focused. So a lot of times when you say you're missing out on things because you're so geared toward a project, you're so geared towards a mission, you're so geared towards a particular thing that you have on a high priority list. Sometimes we can lose the balance thing. You losing nights of sleep. You losing contact with friends and loved ones because you're so focus driven. That happens. Then there's times and seasons when you're around, you just be able to disperse your time and energy all over the place, and you're not as focused. So understand that it's normal to have the balance, and then sometimes you may have seasons of focus, but it's normal. So ultimately, we want to be able to highlight these things and let you know that what you're going through in life, we all pretty much share and have that same type of experience, one way or another, some form of fashion at various times. And you don't got to beat yourself up for it, but times we do. I'm one of those personnels at times do the same thing. And I learned and I'm learning how to get out of my own way. And I want to share some of these things with you from my perspective on some of the things that I've experienced because I think it will help you. I think that some things you can share with me today, I know I would absolutely love and appreciate because as we learn and grow and mature and coming up with different tasks and tests during the courses of our lives, we need every ounce of help that we can get. Right? We need every what's that Ellie? Eliana's in the building. We need every ounce of um, support, every ounce of direction, every ounce of navigation that we can, turn and figure out which ways we need to go. Because sometimes, like Bones was saying the other day, he was saying, listen, man, we want to get to that promised land, but we losing the navigation. So when we talk about mentorship is what he was talking about, the actual topic. But he was saying that when we have that type of guidance in our life, what happens when we going down the right path versus the wrong path, or you just undecided? When people have walked that path before, what if somebody just took your hand and walked you down that path? Would you get to your destination a little bit quicker? Absolutely. You think that when people fly in these planes, you think they don't have a destination or a map or something that they find following in the sky in order to navigate to get from New York to the Bahamas, or from California to Zimbabwe, or from you know wherever you are in the world? You think that navigation doesn't exist? It does, and we need to start navigating our lives in the same form and fashion. Shout out my cousin Ro in the building. What's up, loved one? The principal in the building. Oh, morals and principles with the principal. Let's go, cousin. Yes, yes, yes. Love my cousin dearly. Yeah, today's one of those days where um we want to make it. Today's no guest, right? And everything happens for reasons. And me and Lizzie was talking earlier about seasons and how things change over time and seasons. And a lot of times we got to embrace the season because we got to get prepared for it. Sometimes you may be a little bit under the weather. Today I had to go to the store, get a couple hauls. You know what I'm saying? Your boy throat feel real parched. I had to get where my tea game at. I got to put the tea game on here. Got to see the Merlot. Can you see the Merlot? Got to have the Merlot. You dig? The Tazo game right there, officially. But I want to bring us into a space to understand. What's okay? Duke is in the building. I just want to bring us to a space to let you know that when things change around us, right? The only thing in the world is constant is change. Berg, what's up, loved one? Only thing constant in the world is change. So we are unwilling to change our conditions based on time, space, environment. Things decay, things atrophy, things go to chaos and disorder. That's what that means when you unwilling to change an environment that's always changing. And what I learned and what I'm learning to do, because learning it's an ongoing thing, it's an ongoing process. Because once you have all the answers in the world, then you know everything. Then you won't ever be able to be taught anything. And at that point, your growth and your education, everything else around you stops growing, and then you will slowly decay. That's what happens when you stop learning and growing. So the journey of always learning from people, places, and things is very um, important into who we become, because I think that everybody's on a journey. Everybody has a purpose, and we have to design that purpose. Your purpose is shaped and molded from our design. You shape and mold your purpose from your design. Everybody has a genetic makeup. Everybody has certain attributes about them, characteristics, etc., that are naturally born with. And then what our objective is to do is say, hey, what space do I want to occupy? Where do I want to stretch my mind? Where would I have the most impact? Who can I affect? How can I bring the most fruitfulness into my life, my livelihood, the people, the things, financial growth, etc. All of these things flourish in when you shape and mold your purpose from your design. And everybody's unique. Just because you have people that like Muggsy Bogues, which is pretty much like my height, the shortest person in NBA on record, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very short in stature, but he played in NBA against people out there that are like Yao Ming and Dikembe Mutombo, all of these over 7 feet of stature individuals. They still was able to play the game at different levels. So what I want to share with you today is that no matter what game that you enter, no matter what space you occupy, no matter what game you decide to play, there's always advantages and disadvantages. And one of the things that we have to learn how to do is leverage our attributes, leverage our skill sets, leverage the things, our unique gifts and our abilities and perspectives to the utmost. Because there are people out there that are dependent on you. More importantly, you are dependent upon it. And if we don't tap into some of these things that we are gifted at, we doing a disservice for the people that came before us. There are risk factors that came into play from people that came into our lives that care about us, right? There are certain risks that people have taken on and sacrifices that people have taken on in order to position ourselves. Even though we say, nobody never did nothing for me. I'm from this, blah, 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 blah. Granted, but you still have a parent. You got into this world from a mother and a father. So had not it been for them, you won't be in existence. So regardless of how your life is turning out at the very moment, even if you didn't have the best upbringing, understand that you are here for a reason. Now you have the moral obligation in order to serve yourself at the highest level and the people you come in contact with. And you can do that if we start tapping in with our gifts, our abilities, and being able to strengthen some of the things that we already can leverage. And knowing those things, finding those things out, learning about you is one of the strongest skill sets that you can develop. I talk to my nephew all the time. I tell Dad all the time. I say, "Yo, man, what's up? How are you today? What did you learn about you?" More or less, I don't try to gear his direction about what he learned about other people, because that comes in time. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie. They got books for that. You can learn about other people. But more importantly, what did you learn about yourself? How was school today? How did you feel about school? How did you feel about waking up? How did you feel about your spirit in the right place? How do you feel about you? It's very, very important to check in with yourself. And from my coach, Lucky, we talk about the I am. The I am, the I is the consciousness, that God likeness, which a lot of people like to tune out. And the am is what you attach yourself to. That's the state of a thing, right? And we'll get into that. We'll get into that. I have a question. We have a question that's posed from my cousin Ro. He says, "What did you learn about yourself today?" Great question. Absolutely, loved one. Very, very important. He's around children all day, so his impact and his influence comes like they look up to him. They look up to him. Imagine having a plethora of children every day looking for your energy to be right, even if they woke up and their household's not, intact. Maybe they may go through something. Don't know what's going on in everybody's household. But imagine when they walk through his doors in his school setting and they looking at him for that upliftment. He has to be on 110 spiritually every day in order to provide for other people. That's a powerful, powerful gift. But the question we ask is, how you feeling today? How is he able to show up for hundreds and hundreds of children if his spirit isn't in the right place? So it's very, very important for the people that depend on us, how we showing up for ourselves, first and foremost, and showing up for those other people, because there are people that are really, really dependent upon us. So these are some of the things that I love to, just propose and put out there, even when I talk to the young gods and my nieces, nephews, and everything. How you feeling today? Give them the big hug and kisses and let them know that they love. Because they may not, sometimes, you get in different environments, and different environments may tell you different. You go on social media may say, all light skin, dark skin, blue, black, green girls aren't attractive. Or this type of hair, nails, feet, etc. is not attractive. And then we like, wait, hold up. Who the one that's setting standards on what beauty looks like? And these are the things that we get played on. A lot of times it rips and tears us apart emotionally. And then we start wondering why this kid or child or man or woman, because it starts when we're young and we start getting older, and why they always got a chip on their shoulder, why they so angry. Don't know how to transgress that energy in a different place. Why they so angry? Why am I mad at the world? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed always. No, there's something that's disturbing you on the inside. That's that I, that consciousness, that God likeness that's going on. But you're attaching yourself to the am. So the am may be the drugs. It may be the promiscuous woman, promiscuous guys. It may be the clubbing. It may be gambling. It may be 99 different things of vices. Because we all subject to it. I know I've gone down this path many, many times, still face some of the same things every day. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times we attach the am, the state of the thing, to who you are as a person, and not understanding that the I, which is the God, the consciousness, the one within, the inner voice, is who you need to be talking to more often. Now with the outside, am is attaching itself to. I'm the great baseball player, so I got to be this and I got to show up like this every day. Yeah, that certain level of obedience, like Coach Lucky was saying. Every state of a thing has a level of obedience. When you're in disobedience, that's when you have to go and sacrifice. We'll get into that on another segment. But the thing is that anytime you attach yourself to something, it comes with a level of obedience. If I want to be a banker, that means I have to show up every day as a banker, carry the attributes as a banker, carry the mannerisms as a banker, be a bank teller, know how to crunch numbers, know how to deal with clients, know how to deal with X, Y, and Z. Every field of expertise comes with a level of obedience. And this is some of the things that we miss out on because a lot of times we want to be a thing and don't show up as the person already. We was talking about that on our podcast the other day with the credit game with Eliana Perez, Sean Anderson, CF Consultants. They was in the building. We was chopping that thing up. Go check that out right now too on YouTube. We was talking about that. We was talking about power of proximity. That's what Ellie says right now. She's in the building. Loved one is in the building. Power of proximity. Absolutely. That's what we was talking about. That's exactly what we were talking about. So we really, really got to get tapped in on the people, places, the things that we attach ourselves to because it affect us. And one way or another, it takes form and shape. And then we start going down the path that we unrealized, like, how did I end up here? It was from all of the micro decisions that you was making along your way. All of the micro decisions that you was making along your way that led you down to the biggest decision that you have to make right now. Should I not? That is the question. Should I not? To be or not to be, that is the question. Sometimes we lead ourselves down these paths from all of these small decisions. That's why when Ty Lopez talk about prudence, having high quality decision making, having high agency, being able to make a decision, being able to think on your own without the influence of others is powerful. Because a lot of times, if we are constantly making decisions based on what mom say, hey, what dad say, hey, what my friends say, or what social media say, or what do such and such influencers say, or what did that athlete say? What happens when we get in those positions and we have to start making decisions that affect our lives in real time? So we listen to the athlete to tell us, hey, you know what? Nah, you don't gotta go work out every day. Just drink this power drink and everything's gonna be okay. Not knowing that they put in 2,000 hours in the gym shooting jump shots before they picked up that energy drink and say, listen, only thing you gotta do is go to the store and get this power drink. You think it's just one sip of a Gatorade or whatever beverage of your choice, energy drink of your choice. You think that's gonna solve the problem? Nah, we just can't throw things in the wishing well and continue to think that we're gonna get something back if we're not actually pouring in. You got to pour more in to get something back. You got to pour 10 times into things in order to get something back. A lot of times that investment that we putting in, you feel like, man, I'm not doing that. But that investment really, when I talk about pour into things, what I really mean is really pouring into you. Because everything that you attach yourself to really comes from you first, initially. Every thought, every action, every perspective, all happen from within. So if you're not programming this the right way, everything on the outside is gonna be disarray. You'll keep finding yourself in mixed up environments, places, train of thoughts, because you living out the thoughts and perspectives of somebody else. I heard something the other day, and it says that it's hard to make decisions based on other people's perspectives because you don't know what paths that they were led down that drew them to that decision. That was some of the most powerful things. I forgot where I heard of that. I know I got it written down somewhere, and I may have it attributed to somebody or something because I know every time I hear something, I always write it down. I love to give the source because I don't want to make it seem like I just came up with this wonderful thought and this age of enlightenment. I just came up with these beautiful philosophies. No, I'm learning and growing. So when I hear something of value, I like to take it, utilize it, manifest on it, think about it, ponder on it, use it in every form of fashion to keep searching for truth. Keep searching for truth. Denotation. Keep finding truth. That's what I keep trying to do with everything I come up against and things I try to utilize. But the thing is that if we are constantly led by the decision making of other people and their thoughts and perspectives, we don't know what led them down our path that allows them to make that perspective or that decision making that they're making on, or even their point of reference. We don't know why they saying what they saying. And a lot of times, if we following people and things that say, prime example, say somebody that's been through trauma, right? There's super immense amount of value with somebody that have experienced trauma, because there's so many lessons that you can learn from that personnel. But sometimes it may be some things that they've experienced that they don't have sound advice on. And I'm not singling out somebody that went through trauma. I'm saying that somebody that's that always done a particular thing a particular way all the time and never stepped outside of their own space. Only thing they know is this. How can they give you any other perspective if they only lived one particular life, one particular perspective, and never had opportunity to take in other perspectives? Now you was just stuck in this bubble. So it's very, very important to go explore and get into different spaces, listen to the other people, have your perspective, challenge yourself by challenging what they believe in, and not saying to get in discord in order to be just have constant friction. It's about, okay, what truth have you came up against? What truths have I came up against? Let's put them together in a pot and let's have a think tank and let's think about what comes out as victorious for this time, this place, this context. What makes sense? Because everybody can't be right all the time. That's another thing, that we all want to be right at all times. No, there are people that are wrong and there are people that are right. There are perspectives that are right. There are perspectives that are wrong. And everything can be right. So the thing is, we got to know when to assess, know when to place the right perspective in the right environment, during the right application, doing the right things. Lizzie says, that's some real truth there. Absolutely. Remedy in the building. It's my cousin. Winey in the building. What's up, loved one? So, yeah, man, it's always right, family. Absolutely, I'm always right, family. Cause it is ill. Wani said, "I'm always right." Legendary. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. But the spirit of keeping ourselves in alignment to where we trying to go is very, very important, and having the and being obedient with our purpose and who we are desired to be, and who we are shaping and molding ourselves to be. It's you have to listen to that inner thought, and we got to start really tapping more in instead of the outward, because a lot of times the outward things, it's just things that we attaching to from the inside. Everything that you see on the outside. It's just a reflection of the thoughts and perspectives that we already carry within. So a lot of times when you see things going on, it's premeditated thoughts that are already curated inside. When we talk about thoughts, I used to use this all the time about limiting beliefs, and I'm learning to navigate away from that perspective, because when you learn something, you got to go and you got to apply it. If I was taught something yesterday and I have a different perspective today because of a different information that I was introduced to, it's okay to do that. It's not hypocritical. It's somebody that's learning and growing. So anytime you have a perspective and somebody bring a newfound thought process into your environment or into your mind, don't be afraid to take it on, because a lot of times we dismiss it, saying that this is my way or the highway, and a lot of times it keep us stagnant, and we don't want to stunt our growth because we're not taking on different ideologies, not listening to everybody, but finding truth. Okay, I never seen it like this before. I never heard it like that before. So you know what? Let me see if that stands the test of time to my theory and my philosophy and my thinking. Let's put this in. Let's test this theory, and then if it applies and it works to whoever favor, then take that newfound thought as the truth and then apply it to the next segment. That's how we just get from point A to point B. And you may find out that, okay, both answers were wrong. We took the right one from the both wrong, and then we applied it to another situation to find out that, hey, this situation over here or this perspective is really the actual perspective. And what I'm talking about is that when I talked about beliefs, and I used to use the term limiting beliefs, and I'm getting taught and taking on different ideologies and perspectives about, we just have thinking. Thinking is thinking. We separate types of thinking: good thinking, bad thinking, limiting beliefs, etc. And what I'm learning to do is assess the thought have thoughts, have perspectives. Every thought that you put out there is going to having a reaction depending on where you place it at. So we want to be able to have, of course, more of conducive thoughts. How do we produce better thoughts, right? Without saying that my thoughts are limited. Because when we start putting this type of vocabulary within our psyche, we start to separate the two. And we don't really want to separate our thoughts from good, bad thoughts, right? We just want to say, no, I have thoughts, and I want to be able to put my thoughts in the right trajectory in order to yield the highest return on my thought. And I don't want to say, okay, depending on, all right, just give me the prime example. If somebody says, hey, hypothetical, disclaimer, just a disclaimer, this is not profound, substantial evidence of marked down. Just because I want us to be open minded about the perspective, right? So say somebody says, hey, people with weapons, etc. Nobody should ever have a weapon on this planet because people hurt people with weapons. Absolutely. We know that's a thing. Weapons hurt people, right? But what if somebody came into your household, right, with a weapon, threatening to hurt your family, but you also have a weapon, and you say, hey, I was taught my whole life never to use a weapon, but you under the threat of somebody else coming into your home to wipe your existence off the planet. What do? Now we held this belief that we shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, right? But during this circumstance, even though I strongly believe that having weapons is a bad thing. But now I have to contemplate whether utilizing this weapon in order to protect my family. So what do? No brainer. You're going to protect your family. Or you're not going to protect your family and your family be wiped off this planet, right? So what I'm saying is that depending on circumstance, depending on environment, depending on, time, place, etc., even though we may have some thoughts and beliefs that we strongly hold on to, we can't be so rigid depending on time, place, environment, because they all play a pivotal role in our decision making. The thing is that we want to be able to come to have higher quality decisions. And the way we get to that is how we get to having prudence, having more higher quality decision making, is that, hey, learning from other people's experiences as well as yours. They say that Albert Einstein says that if you make the same decision and you expecting a different result, that's part of insanity. So the whole key to what I'm saying is that how do we get to just thinking and better thinking without separating thinking from good and bad thinking? Does that make sense? Without separating the good and bad thinking and saying that, no, I just have higher levels of thinking because of the decisions that I make. How do we get there? Cousin, she said, Whitney says, perspective. The same thing someone might see as a vulnerability, someone else may see it as protection. Powerful. In which case, nobody is wrong. So, I love that. I love that. Because you're saying perspective, context, environment, we all can feel that we are right. Now, this is the kicker. Although morally, I may feel right, morally, you may feel right, we still living in a place, in an environment, in America, if you're here in America, where we have rules, laws, and things that govern our society. So now, our belief system still has to measure up with societal, making sure that we in compliance with societal rules and regulations, because I feel that type of structure, whether it's societal, I believe that structure component, the rules and regulations and things that you put in place in order to keep order, That is very, very important. We do that within our household. We have to. Because if we don't have structure to some degree and following a certain level of protocol when it comes to governance and having autonomy, having the decision making over oneself. If we say, you know, I have complete autonomy. I make all of my decisions by myself. Can't nobody do nothing to me. If somebody go outside right now and they take a weapon and broad daylight and they go and, you know, utilize that weapon with nobody else inflicting pain or harm to that person, that other individual that inflicted that pain will go to prison for the rest of their life. Even though morally, I may feel that it's just that I can go out there and inflict pain or upon somebody. In society, this is where they would deem it as, well, what was the motive? Was it premeditated? Did that other person pose a threat to you? And this is where some of the conflict that we may come up against when it comes to the decision making that we're making, when it comes to how I feel morally about me, how I do my thing about myself, having autonomy over self. How do I feel about the same decision making when it comes to my family? How do I feel about the same decision making when it comes to society? How do I feel about the same decision making when it comes to social media? How do I feel about the same situation when it comes to bop, 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 bop? And the conflicting part is that we always bend and breaking and shaping and molding depending on space, time, environment, etc. What I feel is that we always have to root ourselves in a sound belief system first within oneself. Have that talk, have that ideology, have that that oath with oneself and family. Because everybody has to be, well, you have to be on page with self. So you have to be sure of yourself, having high agency, making sure that you're making decisions that are meaningful and important to you morally. Because I feel that morally you got to have a foundation. You got to start somewhere. So we just can't go outside and just say, I woke up today feeling like I just want to do whatever. Yes, to a degree. Yes, you can accomplish anything you want in life, but are you harming people in the process? Are you advancing yourself? Are you being purpose driven? Are you advancing the livelihoods of your loved ones? Are you advancing your spirituality? Are you advancing your health? Are you advancing your happiness? What's up, Bree? Bree's in the building. Are you advancing all of these things within oneself in order to produce an outcome that you say, hey, I love what I'm looking at. I love what I'm surrounded around. I love the space that I'm in mentally. I love the space I'm in spiritually. I love the people that I'm around. I love my purpose. I love what I'm doing. I love what I provide. I love, even though society got its own thing going on, I feel like, hey, how do I fit in the equation to make sure that it works for me? Yeah, it may not work for everybody in society, but I know somebody, you know, how does it work to my benefit? Wani says this: it doesn't matter if we're talking about perspective. Some people see me as a crazy bitch. Some people see me as a creative boss. Both people are correct. No. This is where we're gonna scale back a little bit, right? Because I thought the same thing. Right? Everybody want to have perspective about people, places, and things. Everybody's not right all the time. Everybody is not right all the time. And the reason being is because nobody knows or have that conversation with the I, the you, the person within, the thoughts, the perspectives, the things, your ideology, the things that you hold near and dear to your heart. If that was the case, that everybody is right, why is there conflict? When you voice your opinion about something, everybody don't get along with you. Everybody doesn't. Everybody may not get along with you, but you do have people that get along with you. So somewhere there's a disconnect from the people that you don't get along with, right? That means that there's a perspective, there's ideology, there's something that's going on to where it's causing a different of opinion. Now they have the right to their opinion, but they don't have the right to tell you who you are internally, that I, that God likeness, that goddess within self, that internal thought. Nobody has control over that. The only person that can talk to that person from within is you. That is the most powerful gift that you have. And the thing is, people who have displacement in their lives because people have their own thoughts, perspectives. They were led down a path that drew them to the conclusions that may call you a crazy bitch. There was something that led them down that path in order to identify you with that. But that's the I, that's the am of the I am. Because we all say I am X, Y, and Z. The am is what we attaching ourselves to. But you don't have to attach yourself to to misnomers and things that other people may place on you, whether they believe it or not. Even though things happen, right? That doesn't define truth. No, that something happened, right? Okay, that happened. We can identify that that thing took place. But ultimately, that doesn't define truth and longevity. Just because somebody jump out the window, that doesn't mean that they can fly. Just because somebody jump out the window doesn't mean that they can fly. No, they jump out the window, but it's not true that we can fly. We don't have wings. We are not birds. And this is where we have the displacement at, because we're allowing people, places, and things, even ourselves, to look ourselves in the mirror and start putting things on us because somebody else said something about us. No, who you talking to within, that person within, what type of conversations are you having with that person within? All of us, not you, because I'm talking about all of us. What type of conversations are we having with that I, that consciousness? Cuzzo says, you can't tell me who I am, but you can perceive me how you perceive me. I cannot tell you how to perceive me. Absolutely right. I can't tell you none of that. But who has control over that? You don't got control. You don't got control over what they think. The only person that you got control over is you, your thoughts, your perspectives, which ultimately what matters more than anybody. More than mommy, daddy, brother, sister, cousin, family, boyfriend, kids, whoever. The thing is that you got to identify with that person, the I, first and foremost, because you need to show up true to oneself first. Because there going to be some people that, no matter how much positivity I preach, I still get some DMs from some people that, you ain't SHIT, you ain't all this, you ain't all that. And I know 9 times out of 10, I don't have so-called issues with people like on an open forum, not that I know of, but clearly there are people that are not in favor of me. That is cool, because at the end of the day, they don't define my life. I know who I am at heart. They can never not allow, they will never come in my space and allow me to stop doing what I'm doing or being the person that I desire to be. On no plane. Never. No, they may have some influence. Somebody may come and do something or say something. That's cool. I'm cool with that. At the end of the day, they're not gonna be able to live my life the way I live my life. And when I'm explaining, and I want all of us to just get hip to, is that no matter what people say about us, that's the am aspect. That's the outward things. From a lot of times, just being fully transparent, when people place judgment on other people, it's 9 times out of 10 there's some insecurities that they dealing with, that they are afraid and in fear of facing. False evidence appearing real. This is pretty much what we're talking about today, even this segment. That's what they fear of. They fear of addressing the issues within their own lives. So what they need to do is talk about everybody else, about their situations. Whether the situation is good, whether it's bad. They want to be able to have, that person want to feel that they have autonomy over somebody else's life. Think about that. A life that they don't live. Somebody want to control that life. A life that they don't live. You don't have nothing else better to do? That person doesn't have anything better. Like, you have sole control over your life. Your life is super perfect. There's not a care in the world. No money situation, no family situation. Your life is just super perfect. White picket fence, etc. But you have that to the T, and you feel that you want to come and regulate my life. You got to be out of your mind. You got to be out of your mind. But this is what we do in society. We constantly want to tell people what they can and can't do. Cuzzo says weather, but perception, depending on where you are, you don't know if he flew, jumped, or got pushed. We would never know. But the thing is, it's not my job to figure out how they got to where they got to. My only point of contention, my only thought is saying, okay, since we are here in the same time, same space, etc., how do we move forward? And if we keep trying to decipher where all the wrongs are in our lives, out of all the wrong turns that we made, the thing is that we trying to clean up the mess for 20, 30 years. It's gonna be another 20, 30 years to get us back to square one, where we are right now. We don't got the time for that. The thing is that, okay, moving forward, from this point on, no matter how they got, but no matter they pushed, flown, thrown out the window, that's not the concern. We know that people get thrown out the windows, and we know they can't fly. So my thing is, in order to not get pushed out the window, not get thrown out the window, instead of just jumping out the window, how about we just stay away from the window? How about we just stay away from the window? We know that, instead of taking the step, the more sound thing to do is that we know taking the steps is a little bit more safer. Because we see 9 times out of 10 people are walking down the steps and jumping out windows everywhere they need it. You don't see people just finish work, say, hold up, yo, I'm gonna go for lunch break, jump out the window. They don't do that. They ain't jumping out the window to go to lunch break. They say, you know what, I'm gonna take the elevator or take the stairs. Or escalator, or have whatever form of transportation that, get them to their place safe and sound. And this is some of the things that we gotta be conscious of, because we don't wanna we don't want to cause so much chaos in our lives to where we're not fulfilling it with the things for the things that we really want. And a lot of times we have displaced value on things because we were taught by other people. We seen other things from what they tell us was what was right. And a lot of times we don't know what decisions led them down that path in order for them to make their own decisions and have their perspectives placed upon me. No, you're entitled. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That doesn't mean that their opinion is right. Because the truth of the matter is that the real you is those inner conversations which you have with yourself. And this is why I had to learn, because I was one of those people-pleasing people. I did everything according to how I wanted people to feel, because I didn't want people to dislike me. And I'm like, whoa, I'm doing a disservice to me and them, because if there's things that I see that are problematic and I'm unwilling to address it and allow, if I say I care for that person, if I allow that person to go down that path without interjecting and saying, hey, listen, what you doing is, it's causing more destruction in your life than good. I'm only voicing my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth, but I'm somebody that care about you enough to tell you the truth. I don't know if you ever heard it like this. You know what? Take your truth, weigh it up against mine, and apply it and try it and see if it works. And if it works, then you can say, you know what? Let me scratch the old thinking, and moving forward, I'm gonna make this decision moving forward. That's how we start making more quality decisions. But we got to get to the point where we got to be a little bit more open for these things. And we got to build up that trust. We got to build up that trust within oneself. We got to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and say, you know what, trust me today. Yeah, regardless of how I look, regardless of how my nails is, regardless if I got money in my pocket, regardless what my people saying about me, regardless what social media saying about me, you know what? I'm going to wake up today and I'm listening to those thoughts inside saying that, y'all, I'm a beautiful spirit. I'm a loving person. I got so much to offer the world. But we gotta tell ourselves that story. We gotta rewrite the story. We gotta rewrite the story. Stories are so important, because a lot of times we holding on to myths. We have some experiences that we had when we were children, and then we hold on to that until our adulthood and say that, okay, the world is shaped and molded from the perspective of when I was a child. That's childlike thinking. It's childlike thinking. Not saying that things don't affect us in our lives, because there's some things that we learned and grew and dismissed and attached to from childhood. But things don't serve us in the highest form. We got to rewrite that story now. We got to change from the victim to victor, victorious. We got to change the victimhood mentality to victorious. Now I overcame, because if I didn't overcome, I wouldn't be here today. If that situation was meant to take you out, then you would have been gone 30, 40 years ago, whatever the situation may be. For everybody, this goes for everybody. If there was a situation that you came up against that you were meant to, go to the other realm for, you wouldn't be here now to converse about it. So you got through that, whatever it may be, and you here to live today. Yo, man, I didn't make the basketball team. Damn, man, y'all failed my test in school. Damn, I ain't get my driver license. Damn, man, I spent all my money at the gambling casino, man. The thing is that you live to tell that story today, but now you still can make a sound decision moving forward in your life. That which is a happening at a time and place. That doesn't mean that dictates where you're supposed to go. And a lot of times we hold on to these myths and saying that, damn, yo, that one time, man, my girlfriend said I was ugly. And you hold on to your whole life that you're saying that you ugly. You know, no matter how you look, your parents gonna pick you up and kiss you, or somebody in your life go, or your children gonna wake up and say, you know, I love you. Before the world start, you know, attaching to them, the only thing they know, you are their God in their eyes. Your children, they look up at you as like, yo, you the one. And what you do is you strengthen that relationship with oneself inside, and strengthen that relationship with the children. And then you upbring them in a way that you want them to be brought up from your perspective. If you want things to change different from how you seen things and how you take on life and the shortcomings, and we holding on to those things and we want to dismiss those things, rewrite the story for the children. Rewrite the story for the people that come after you, family, friends, environments, work environments, whoever. Rewrite that story. Me and Liz talk about this all the time, even in the working field. What Rock said, I'm gonna dismiss. The God says, never let your fear decide your future. Big Fendi. Don't never let your fear decide your future. A lot of times that's what we do. Yo, like what me and Lizzie was talking about was that a lot of times we get in certain environments, and for whatever reason, people just don't gel with you. People don't gel with you, and they would try to do things to deter you from being the person you are, right? They try to make you be a person, if you kind all day. Why are you so happy? As if you aren't supposed to be happy, right? Because they are upset for whatever reason. So you always smiling. That's why I hear this a lot. In certain environments, you always happy. What's the matter with you? As if me smiling is a bad thing. And I used to attach myself to that at times before I started like knowing better and started listening to that inner eye, right? I used to say, fuck it, I gotta walk around with a me mug all the time now. Let people know I'm the wrong one to mess with. So I'm like this all day. I know when I was, I like to smile. I like to be happy. But then I had to walk around with this chip on my shoulder and just be angry all the time. Yo, I'm the wrong one to mess with. So now I'm looking like this everywhere I go. I'm me mugging. And now every time somebody walk past me, they like, ooh, that guy had a bad day. Or nobody want to be around me. My energy keep rubbing off the wrong way. Because I want people to be around me. I want people to say, yo, it was a pleasurable experience to be around Johnny. But for some odd reason, I'm walking around with this chip on my shoulder and I can't figure out why people don't want to be around me. Your energy ain't right. So instead of listening to the people of asking me, why you so smile? Why you smiling all the time? Because that's who I am. That's who the inner person, me, I love to smile. I love to be happy. I don't like to deal with stress. I like to remove myself from those type of things. So if it disturbs you, my happiness disturbs me, that means that you don't got my best interests at heart anyway. Hold on, let me run that back. Let me run that back one more time. If what I do disturbs you, that means that you do not have my best interests at heart. Because if you want me to be happy, you want me to smile, shouldn't you champion that? Shouldn't you cheer that on? But if people in your life don't do that for you, remove them. Or remove away from them. Because a lot of times we have a lot of displaced anger from within self, from with people, with social media. We hold on to a lot of things, family. We hold on to a lot of things. And what I'm saying is that in order for us to learn and grow, we gotta let go. We gotta let go. But at what point? How about today? How about right now? How about 10 seconds ago? We talked about it. How about right now, moving forward? We say, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. I'm having control. I'm going to be happy. No matter how much anger that person, he, she, they, whoever have in the world, I choose not to be like that. Because I want to be able to wake up on the right side of the bed and smile. I got so many things to show gratitude towards. Coach Bryn said, listen, I tell us all the time that we did a gratitude. We found ways to show more gratitude. Because a lot of times we take a lot of things for granted. And the way you start showing gratitude towards things, right? Try this for even a week. I think we did it for, I forgot how long we did it for. But Matt, start off for a week. Just a test for everybody, right? Every day, you got to find 3 different things to be grateful for. And you cannot repeat them the same day, or once you use them for the next 7 days, you cannot use those same things that you say you are grateful for. And what you start to realize is after you say the major things. I'm grateful for my family, grateful for my job, grateful for a roof over my head. That's the first day. Then the second day go, I'm grateful for the food in my refrigerator, grateful for my couch, grateful for my TV. And then the third day, damn, I'm grateful for it all. I think I named it all. And then you got to start getting down to, man, I'm grateful to have my fingers. I'm grateful to have my right state of mind to be able to think. You start to get more intuitive to things that are micro that we tend to look over all the time. And what you start to do is you start to build an appreciation for the things that you already have in your life. You start to appreciate the things that you already have in your life. A lot of times we get so angry about the things that we don't have because we're not focusing on all the blessings that we already surround around. We don't hold that in high regard. We dismiss it. I don't need my job. F my job, F my coworkers, F this, F that, F my business. I don't need my business. I don't need this. I don't need blah blah. And then you start realizing when things start to slow up, you like, damn. Or you get out of work for an injury, you say, man, I need to get right back to work. Or when you say, you know what, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. And you sitting in your room lonely, and you like, damn. I wish I just could pick up the phone and tell somebody, yo, just how I feel today. Even if nobody give me no feedback, I just need somebody to listen. You start to appreciate those things. I learned that even when I went to prison, when I was in there and I couldn't just pick up the phone and tell the people that I love, just things that's on my mind. And I had to sit around and just hold those thoughts in. It got real lonely. And then I started to remember now, hey, in real time, don't take these things for granted. Because tomorrow, of a blink of an eye, all of it could be gone. People die. People move. Things happen in life. Random acts. Spontaneous things. Things just happen in life. And then we say, damn, only if I had one more time, one more conversation. Only if I made amends. Only if I... And then tomorrow's too late. And then now you want to wear that burden for the rest of your life as if you did something wrong. Nah. The thing is that, no, you knew what to do in the moment, but you wasn't having high agency. You wasn't making quality decisions because we were stuck in ego. We were stuck in pride. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. Even if the other people don't understand, they don't want to hear you. Have the conversation with oneself from an objective perspective. From denotative, from a truth perspective. When I say objective, that's truth. When I say denotative, that's truth. Have it from an honest perspective with oneself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Sit down, meditate. Sit with your thoughts. Cuzzo says, he not lying, y'all. I've been doing this for years. Happiness is a choice. Absolutely. I choose to be happy every day. I'm grateful for everything good and bad that's happening in my life thus far. And I have no regrets. Absolutely no regrets. I have absolutely no regrets. You know why? Because you operating from the I. You operating from autonomy. You operating from the true you. Not the am, not what's attached to you on the outside. You operating from that person within. And that's the most important thing that we need to start learning how to do. Sit down and have those conversations from within. Sit down and meditate. Give yourself take if you never meditated, after we get off here, right? No matter what's going on in the crib, everybody, if you got family members, people around, just go away from everybody. Put the phone down. Take 5 minutes. Put a 5-minute timer on your phone and just sit there with your thoughts. You're going to be astounded on what you're going to discover in those moments. And what you're really going to discover is that this feels different. It's quiet. I'm actually sitting with me. No influences around. I'm actually listening to what's going on in my head. It may be a bunch of thoughts. It may be, why am I sitting here? It may be anticipation, anxiety. It may be a bunch of things. But you need to sit with it. Because now you start to understand, well, why do I got built up anxiety? Why I can't sit still? Why am I thinking about what everybody else is thinking? But slowly but surely, you start to come to a place where that voice inside starts speaking to you. That voice inside of you starts speaking to you. That meditation thing is very, very powerful. People do it with music, but before you get even in different types of meditation, just sit with yourself. Take 5 minutes out your day. Put a timer on. When the world, I do it all the time. When things are going crazy for me, I'm high stressed environments, I remove myself. I get away from people. I go do my own thing. Whatever I need to do in order to keep me intact, I go do that because it brings peace into my life. It decreases the anxiety. It makes my nervous system calm. It relaxes me, and then I can get back to doing what I need to do in order to be operating at my highest self. You feel me? Tyler, what's up, loved one? TY in the building. Tune into your inner self. Absolutely, loved one. Pooh said that on the Wave King. Tune into your inner self. That's so key. Exactly. Big Fendi. And a lot of times we miss out on that because we got everybody in our lives telling us what we need to be doing at what particular time. Respectfully, absolutely, loved one. T, absolutely. Trauma Care 247. What's up, loved one? Come on, man. Come on, loved ones. We got so much. Yo, the thing is that we have so much power. But we give it all away. Come on, man. We ain't got no time for that. Because there's people that's riding on your shoulders. You are dependent on you. You got to be able to show up for you, man. And the only way we get there is when we start sitting with ourselves. Removing everything from all of the labels and tags that was placed on us from whoever, from people, places, things. Like one of the things, right? Just being fully transparent. When I was younger and coming up, they just say, Little Johnny. Now I'm a junior. My pops is a senior. Little Johnny. I was under that cap for a long time until I started to grow and to be my own man. So even though people have relationships with my pops, I'm a different guy than my pops is. Now I come from him, and I give him none but the utmost respect, and I love him unconditionally. But I'm not him. I got my own thoughts. I sit with me. I make my own decisions. No, not taken away from what he do. But I had to grow into me being who I am, because the thing was, people would just start placing things upon you, and you start feeling like you got to live up to the expectations of other people, not knowing that, no, listen, live up to the expectations of you. What are you putting out there into the ethos to say that I want to go out there and accomplish? What do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to go vacation to? What people I want to come in contact with? What meal I want to eat tonight? What type of money I want to put in my pocket? What you gotta write that. Because if we listen to other people, what they tell us, no, you gotta go out there and be a millionaire. You gotta go out there and work 24/7, 7 days a week. There's some people out there that got a lot of money in their pocket or no money in their pocket and they happy. They feel like they don't gotta work all day, every day. Some people just living their life, doing what they do, and you know, happy. Because they found that, hey, in my life, I want happiness over everything else. And it's working for them. Some people out there say, I'm chasing the bag. And that's bringing happiness to them. Come on. P says, when you become comfortable with yourself, you get a chance to look at life differently. Yes, sir. Round of applause. Turn that up. Yes, sir. Come on, loved one. Just talk about it. Come on, man. You look at life differently. Come on, man. Oh, trauma. That's Corin too. Cole, what's up, Cole? I just look at that. I'm looking at that. I say, trauma. Come on, Corin in the building. What's up, loved one? Come on, baby. Need you up here soon too. You heard? Big Fendi. But yeah, man. Today, the thing is, I like to. Of course, I got. I did my homework. to make sure that, I showed up. I did my homework. But ultimately, I like to speak from the heart. I like things to be organic, because I like to talk from a real perspective, because I learned so much about y'all perspectives. And the thing is that we sharing knowledge with oneself, with each other, and we be able to come to we can draw some type of conclusion to take back to the drawing board and figure out what may work for us tomorrow, at this very moment. Right now, we can start making decisions right now, moving forward to where we can implement and say, damn, I thought about that 10 minutes ago, and you know what? I'm changing my frequency. Oh, it's okay. It's okay to feel different. It's okay to have, objective viewpoints. You know what they say, this is what it is, then you know what? Let me go out there and test it. And then if it come back as truth, then hey, let me hold on to this truth. Let me keep applying it until I come up against something else that say, you know what? Hey, this warrants a different perspective. Depending on this place and this time and this environment, for this forever changing environment, you know what? That worked 10 years ago. Now we in 25 and whatever. We may have to do things a little bit different. And that's okay. But the ones that get left behind is one that's unwilling to change. We gotta be, willing to have a different perspective. Hold on to your morals. Hold on to your belief system, if that deems to be true, right? But there's nothing wrong with testing that, because if that's not serving you to the highest level, why are we holding on to it? Why are we holding on to it? We gotta be willing to let go of some things. Rewrite that story. Rewrite your story. Today you got the opportunity to rewrite your story. Today you can rewrite your story. Every day I get up and I try to rewrite mine every day. Things that I told myself that I couldn't do. Things that I felt like were bigger than me. I start to be bigger than it, because I'm like, yo, you know what? Nah, if I can outthink my problem, there's no problem on the planet that I can't solve. And you can do that. You got the power to do that. You see all variations of people in this world, and everybody's making a living. How? They figured it out. They figured out what works for them. They can have 30 kids, have one child. No children, 4 children. Family members, no family members. People are figuring out ways to make things work for them, and you can do the same. Utilize who you are. Advance your skill sets. Learn, grow. Use your leverage. Sharp, what's up, loved one? You powerful, family. You are powerful. Don't never let nobody ever take that away from you, because I love emphasizing that, because I feel people get stripped away of their power, and then they get around people, places that play on that. They play on their hearts. They play on their emotions. They keep telling you, you're not worth it. We see school systems do it. We see relationships do it. We see friends do it. We see family members do it. We see work environments do it. Everybody tell you what you can't do. You may be the person at your job, right, doing everything, never getting no credit for it. But we talked about, we talked about patting yourself on the back and celebrating your own wins. How to get rewarded when they ain't rewarding you. You know where the rewarding come from? Is you being able to wake up and look at yourself and say, I know who I am. Smile. Even when people tell you not to smile. Go out there, still be able to do your job, run your business. Go out there, run your business, whether people want to support, buy, nothing. No, show up how you want to show up for your business. RespectfullyGreat.com. Shameless plug. You dig? I'd be remiss if I ain't do it. You dig? Regardless. Because you know what you stand for. And then the right people will sort it out. The right people that are for you will come. Coach Lucky says it all the time. Declare your business. Declare your people that support. Declare the supporters, the clients, whoever you want to work with. Declare that. The people that you want to bring up on the podcast. Declare that. Have the quality people. No, in your mind, you have to put that out there and state that first. You gotta let people know. No, listen, a trauma care. Nah, I do restoration. I do repairs. I do all that. No, let it know. Nah, I got high end clients. I got people that pay. I don't gotta hunt people down for my paper. Tyler, you listen. No, I got high end clients. That when they come in, they appreciate it when I cut their hair and I lace them up. They appreciate that. Now, Remedy, when people come in your life, they value my relationship. They value that. 100 Wave King. Now they love my spirit. They love my energy. Come on, family. They listen, man. They see the wave. They know the wave. They feel the wave. They know that. Come on, Rock. They know what you're doing for the programming. Nah, man, that's the leader. That's the leader. You know how to lead people, and you know how to take direction, because you was on both sides of it. That's why it's showing up like that. Andy, they already know when it comes to the whip game. They already know what's going on when you put them plays together. They know you got the eye, you got the niche, you got the talent, you got the skill set. They know that. Slim, when they talking about the community thing, come on, man, look at me. Look at the face. Community. Stated. Stamp. Signed, sealed, delivered. That's what that is. I've been that. I'm that. Because you embody the mindset already from within. So can't nobody else tell you different. People gonna always have their opinions. This person over there better than you. Reed, you ain't that. You ain't like that. You ain't like that. You ain't even like that. I'm like that in my own mind. I'm like that. You ain't gonna be able to tell me different. My cousin Black say it all the time. Shout out to Black again for his birthday. But the God say, listen, man, I talk to myself at night in the mirror. Yo, dog, I'll laugh about it all the time. Because I used to think the God was crazy. I keep saying this shit. I used to think, Black is out of his mind. But ever since we were younger, he always had a belief about himself. There's nothing on the planet that he can't do. You say you're going to fly a plane. I bet the first day he start driving stick the first day. Stolen out. Next thing you know, the boy all over the town. When we all wasn't driving stick shift. God, I still don't drive stick shift. But I remember the first day he got in there, just stolen out. I think it might have been Cello Whip, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody car. But stolen out. Next thing you know, tell the boy he can fly a plane. But he look himself in the mirror and he say, there's nothing on this planet that I can't do. Because he already put it in his mind. There's nothing that nobody could take away from you if you don't allow him. Because you got to identify with the I within, that God likeness, that goddess within you. Everything else on the I am that you attach yourself to, people go attach themselves to it as well, and they gonna have their opinions about it. But that's not the true you. That's just the outward reflection of some of the thoughts. That's not in totality who I am. That's some of the things I got going on. They don't know what's going on in here 24/7, 7 days a week. They're not down. They're not in your head when you laying down at night. They're not making every thought and decision making in your life. They're not doing that. So don't give them the power to tell you what's going on the outside. Yo, listen, that's small. Yo, man, you attaching yourself to that? Oh, you got that much to say about what I do in the barber chair? You got that much to say what the God do on the podcast? You think that's it? You think that's all? Oh, you got another thing coming, man. Well, keep burning your energy on what you need to say about the God in the podcast. Keep burning that down. Put all your energy into that, because that's a small part of Johnny. That's one part, but it's a small part. Small part. Everything you see around me is small parts. Everything, Mike, everything you see around me is small compared to what's really going on in my mind 24/7. These are just outward things that I attach myself to. And there gonna be some more things that come into my life. They'll be smaller, bigger, but the value that I place on it is what ultimately that counts. This might mean I mean nothing to you. It means something to me, to a degree. But I'm not so attached that I can't replace it. If it's a time that I need to go, I got to go. If the books in the back of me don't serve me, they got to go. The light in the back don't serve me, it got to go. That's how it is, because I could do that at will. Whatever's on the shelf, I could pull it out. I could pull it off the shelf at any given time. I go in the store. Hey, I wanted some cereal. Get some milk. Get some cookies. You know what I mean? Get the protein bars. I do whatever. I got the choice. I could pick and choose what I want to bring into my life at will. I can pick and choose what I want to bring into my life at will. Period. But declare that. State that. Let it be known. No, listen. No, you don't have to. Nah. If somebody passing judgment on you and it don't serve you at the highest level, you could dismiss that. Rewrite that story. Because it's not serving you. And they don't have your best interest at heart because they're not doing things for your betterment. They're not doing things for your betterment. And at that point, why are we in communication? Yeah, if what I can do for you, if what I can do for you and you can't assist me in no other areas in my life, why are we here? You're supposed to utilize one another. Even if it's just time, conversation, whatever it may be. It don't gotta be no financial gain. It don't gotta be no business. It gotta be none of that. But question why people aren't around you. Question what you're doing in your life while you're around other individuals. Question the things that you got going on in your own life. Declare the things that you want to bring into your life. Because if you don't never state it, then you're just gonna be moving on a string all day, like, you know what I mean? Walking around like the Pinocchio thing. Every time somebody move your arm, you gotta jump and how high and move this, that. Why would you want to live your life on a string? We done that for too long. We don't need to do that. We can start being people that declare what's going on in our lives. It's gonna take some work. Go take some work. It starts with declaring it. It starts with sitting with oneself. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen by you not doing anything. You got to be able to take action. You got to be able to take action. Let's not dismiss that there's some things that we have to do. Yeah, just because you're a good person, that doesn't mean that you're gonna be successful. That means that that's a great attribute and a skill set that you can utilize. That doesn't mean that everybody that's nice in the world is rich. Because we know there's some people that out in the world that are rich that are, some a-holes to our perspective. And at the end of the day, they may feel like, hey, listen, I'm a great person to who I want to be a great person with. And they're entitled to that. That's just me placing my opinion on somebody. But at the end of the day, that same person that we may call an a-hole from our perspective may be beautiful spirit in their own mind. And they operating from the highest level for self. And I can't be mad at that. Because the only thing I got is my own opinion. But how does my perspectives work for me in my life? That's the whole key. You ain't living everybody else's life. You living your life. So why are we so caught up on what the world is doing, what everybody else is doing? I don't care what nobody else is doing. I don't care. I wish them the best. The people that I love know I love them. I tell them that. That's because that's my thing. You know what I mean? It may not be everybody's thing, and I get that. Everybody like, yeah, ain't my style. I respect that. That's you. That's all I'm saying is that for how you want to live your life, do what benefits you. And then at the end of the day, we won't be so confused when we get in compromising positions because you already know who you are. That's why I tell Neff, Neff, no, how do you feel? Regardless of how did you feel when you ran today? I PR today. Even though you came in second, third place, I PR. I got my personal best. You won. The other day you ran to Sawanica. Him and JB, they both PR'd. They both got their best times. Come on, loved one. Yeah, they came in third and fourth. But they got their best time. You're a winner. And even if you came in last, you did you give 110? That's what count. Because the thing is that if you're giving 110% effort every time, you're going to get better. Because now what you're doing, you're raising the bar, you're raising the standard. You're raising the bar, you're raising the standard. Now what happens? When I'm able to now what happens when your tolerance build? Now you got a higher level of tolerance. Now you can endure more. You can run more. You can run a little bit longer. You get stronger. And over time, you keep refining that. Then at the end of the day, can't nobody beat you because you running your own race. Hello, you are running your own race. That's the whole key to life. That's the key that I'm finding out. He said, yo, bro, I'm meant to live my life the way I want to live my life. You feel me? I want to live the way I want to live. I buy things that I like. My mom said I was crazy. I bought a pair of socks today. She said, well, you bought what? You out of pocket, man. You out of pocket. Johnny out of pocket, man. Bought a pair of socks today. Yeah, I went there with it. And the socks was just no socks. I put a little grip on them. But I'm a sock guy. I like socks. You know what I mean? I was watching TK Kirkland. He was on Vlad TV. And he said, yo, listen, man. He said, yo, a lot of people buy a lot of jewelry, buy cars, buy this, buy. He said, oh, listen, man, I never wear the same drawers twice. I don't wash underwear. He said, I pop a new tag off the underwear every time. I said, what? You don't wash you pop a new tag on a pair of underwear every time? I'm like, so you putting on, say you take one shower a day, 365 of the year, right? 365 pair of underwear, right? I'm like, damn, nigga pop a lot of tags on drawers. But then now imagine they say you taking more than one shower a day and put on, some days may take 2 showers, 3 showers. Man, I don't know what the man doing. But he said, listen, when he one thing he put high emphasis on is how he groom himself. He go get his nails done, get the pedicure, manicure, pop tags on his drawers, work on his skincare regimen. He pour into himself in that, self-care. I respect that. Take care of himself the way he want to take care of himself. Grown man. Do what you want to do. Same thing out there. Be a grown man. Do what you want to do. Live the life that you want to live. People always going to place judgment on you. Just because that's not your thing, that's okay. It's okay. It's because I like it's because I like socks. Your boy like socks, man. How y'all do? I like your boy like socks, man. You dig? But it's all good. You feel me? It's all good. Beautiful thing, man. Yo, today was super powerful. I'm appreciative for everybody that tapped in with the God today. Um, we'll be back next Thursday. If you know um some great people out there that we would love to hold some conversations with, that you think that we could bring up on the platform and we can learn something from, let the God know. Reach out to them. Tell them reach out to the God, and we figure what we could work out. Cause I feel that the more conversations that we have is gonna lead us to where we need to go. Honestly, no matter what walk of life. Yo, I was riding. It was so powerful, and just off topic, but when we talk about uh not allowing, you know, our situations and circumstances to bring us down, just keep leveling up and keep pushing. There's a gentleman that live around where we live, and he's homeless, and he always in a wheelchair. And we driving 2 days ago outside, sunny out, chilling. Driving past, he on the bridge. He's in his wheelchair. He got his cut off sleeve shirt on, and the homie out there doing this, exercising in the wheelchair. And I seen him doing it like when I first pulled up to the crib. I was at the crib for about a good half an hour, 40 minutes. I had to go back outside. I drive back around, getting the whip, boom, got to pass the bridge again, and the homie still out there going like this, exercising in the wheelchair. And I'm like, yo, you know, I was so inspired by it, family. And I don't want to take away from the moment, take out a camera and video. Certain things ain't for me. You know what I mean? Everything ain't don't need to be recorded. But when I seen a homie doing that, like it just was a constant reflection of always elevating. You feel what I'm saying? And it was a proud moment to see people that take pride in who they are, and not letting their situations, beat them. He out thinking his problems. He's always working. One day he was out of his chair. I forgot, me and Liz was walking in the building, and I think his wheel or something was broken. And he was on the ground fixing his wheel on the ground. I'm like, yo, man, it's just some people just relentless, and they're not gonna let nothing stop them. And what I'm telling you today is, hopefully we find that within oneself, myself included, and hopefully you be able to find that winner in you that's relentless, that's never going to stop no matter what other people say about you. Get more tapped in with that person within you. And I know that you could do it, because we see he's a testament of it. I seen the man on the bridge, doing this thing in a wheelchair. I seen him at nights where his wheelchair broken down. He on the floor fixing the wheel. Then I see him the other day on the bridge exercising. Come on, bro. Come on. So those are things that inspire me when I see people out there, regardless of what's going on, rain, sleet, hail, snow, still figuring out ways to live their life, live their lives. So that's powerful, man. If I said anything tonight that offended anybody, that's not my intent. I like to say that because that's just the sentiment behind what I say. If you found something value within it, utilize it, test it. Don't take my word for it. Just take it and go out there and utilize in the real world. See how it works for you. If it works, beautiful thing. If it doesn't, let it fly. Because everything ain't for everybody. You feel me? So that's that. This video will be out tonight. Ready? Live. Action. On the tube. This is what we doing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Run the numbers up. Like, subscribe. Trying to build up some subscribers. If you can, like, subscribe, share the video. If you like something about it, tell people about it. If you want people to come up, let me know who's out there doing they one too. You feel that we can gain a lot from their perspective on the pod. Bring them up. Bring it to my attention so I can reach out to them and they can reach out to the God, and we can make things work. Love yourself. Be patient with yourself. Care for yourself. Sit with yourself. Start thinking from the perspective of the I. The I am is just what you're attaching to it. The am is what everybody else is attaching to it too as well. So don't put so much emphasis on their perspectives about the small thing that you got going on in your life, because the biggest thing that you can that nobody has control over is the I within, the inner you, like Hunter Wave Kings said, babe, bro, Come on, man. He said, "Oh, I missed the comment." The guard said, "Gotta have self time and thinking time. It's powerful." Yep, just talking about that meditation game. Sit and meditate. So I love y'all. Um, yeah, man. Back at it next week, next Thursday. We live. We here. Respectfully. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. And we signing out. Respectfully.